40 was a guess.
Yeah.
I pulled a number out of thin air, and there's 41 sets between the two of them.
They got over 40 sets underneath their belts here. Goblin, clearly one of the favorites to win. The last time, I mean, they've just been playing a lot of locals here, but Juanpi has got a couple wins, and anything could happen. I mean, you got to win over Omega. Now you just got to do it over Goblin. Coming out with the Palutena, one of the last ones, kind of like a dying breed.
I mean, there's
character man.
There's still a couple of them kicking. We've obviously got Reflo in France. We had two pretty good ones in this bracket here, both in the form of Juanpi and Zai. You've got, I just completely blanked on their name, from Japan. I should not be trying to list Palutenas off the top of my head during top 8 commentary.
It is
I wanted to say
man.
Jugaboo because I saw him win a local last night, but he plays Captain Falcon.
Dude, the only pilot that matters to me is Jen. Love you, Jen. Let's jump back in here to PS2. Dude, he's still active. He's still active. He comes to terms.
Jugaimo, thank you, chat. It was the J name. And Juanpi, another J name, off to a beautiful start against Goblin. An almost 0 to death, only 21.1% taken in order to close out that first stock.
Now we're coming in with the Nairs. This is where Palutena shines, right? You land that one hit, and she can carry that advantage state for such a long time. She's got a lot of tools in her kit that allows her to be able to challenge opponents like Roy, who, you know, Roy is technically a sortie, but he doesn't really have the disjoints that he needs like other sorties, right? Because if you manage to go max distance, you're just going to hit the sour spot. Like, Roy wants to be CQC. He wants to get in your face and land those sweet spot hits.
And you'll notice that Juanpi is doing exactly the opposite of what Roy wants, and spacing right outside of the, not even the sweet spot, but the sour spot range. Goblin keeps swinging at him, and he's right, like the wind hit box, if there was one, is brushing his face, and he's looking to close out this stock. We might be seeing a 3 stock to open this set, Asti.
Dude, I cannot stress enough, Goblin has 36 wins on Juanpi, and Juanpi looking like he's the one with that number, man. He's doing a lot of studying. We actually noticed before all this tournament started today, a lot of the players were in the middle of the arena just like practicing, warming up, doing everything they needed to get to this. And you know Juanpi did his research on Goblin, probably reviewing so many sets in their repertoire to try to figure out what to do right now. But yeah, he's on the verge of a 3 stock. Hold on a second, he's out of resources, only has the double jump. Opts to go for a high up B, drags him down, back air again, gets his double jump back, so he's gonna come back to the stage. Opts to go for the up B, no down tilt coming out from Juanpi, cannot connect it.
On the verge of closing it all out, Asti teleport cancel right into Goblin's face to set up for this back air at the ledge, forces an air dodge out, and then with no more resources to spare, falls down in nairs. It feels like it's only a matter of when and not if for Juanpi to close out this game with a 3 stock. Goblin has to find a way to fight back. If not in this game, at least in the next, but I'm still hoping he's got some fire left in for this game number 1.
I mean, I don't know. I'm a glass half full type of guy, but this is looking pretty bleak for Goblin. 154 damage, 1 stock, have yet to take a single blood. This is looking tough for Moist Goblin. Juanpi just seems too demanding right now.
And a dash attack in straight underneath the neutral B is going to give Juanpi the 3 stock that he worked so dang hard for, as, well, this is not a good day for the Moist Boys.
Yeah, not a good day for the Moist Boys, not a good day for the Roy mains. But
this is gonna fuel the propaganda machine, man. I completely forgot about that for a second.
Yo, what if it's on purpose? This is all a conspiracy? No, Juanpi is actually playing out of his mind. The way he landed on stage with that dash attack at the very end, very good tool to use, because not only did he get the kill, there's also a little bit of a block on that dash attack, like a little guard point, if you will. So it countered if Roy wanted to go for like a swing like the Eruption. It would have blocked right through it and got the hit. So very smart stuff. Goblin going to take this over to Hollow Bastion for game number 2.
Yeah, you'll of course notice that same mechanic functioning on Palutena's back air as well. When she's swinging with the shield arm, it also protects as well as attacks.
Yeah, just like the dog, dude.
Exactly.
That's my favorite dog.
Good boy. He is the goodest boy.
The goodest of all boys. And right now, things are starting to slow down a little bit here. No one's really trying to like get overzealous with the hits until they get that one swing. They're both playing insanely patient. Goblin kind of slowing down the pace of it.
Slower pace might be benefiting Goblin a lot more too, because it's allowing him to pick and choose his opportunities, whereas the last game was just go, 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 see if you can get a swing in while Juanpi is in your face and decimating you.
Yeah. And I like that Goblin's also using that platform in the middle of the stage too to just kind of, you know, get rid of like the aerial approaches from Palutena, because she gets so much mileage off of like forward airs and nairs in the middle of neutral. So it kind of like limits how she can approach.
Dude, Asti,
what's up?
Juanpi's movement is some of the best that I've ever seen from Palutena.
As you say that, dude,
I give up.
You jinxed him, bro. I'm so sorry, Juanpi. I didn't say it. It was him.
Juanpi was bobbing and weaving all over the stage for the entirety of game 1 and the start of game number 2, keeping Goblin guessing where he was going to be, mixing him up left and right, and then as soon as I go to compliment him, he dies. I'm so angry.
That's okay. He's still got a chance here. 91 damage here on Goblin. Goblin looking very strong off of that parry. There's something about parries and Roys that just makes him crank it up to 11 afterwards. And we're starting to see here this offstage pressure coming out from Goblin, just trapping him left and right till Juanpi finally gets back on stage, gets a grab. Now down tilt from Matt Paolo, you're going to see a lot whenever he gets Roy off stage because it's a very strong tool for catching the 2 frames. It's a very active hitbox.
Back air, though, from Juanpi, going to give him another opportunity, and it's the drag down hitbox of the Nair that sends Goblin low. He's still able to recover, but now he's in a very bad spot, and Juanpi gets over-aggressive and gives him the gift of getting back to stage when he really should not have.
Yeah, Juanpi constantly using Explosive Flame off stage too, not to hit his opponent, but to force out a defensive option like air dodge. Burn that resource, and you can capitalize right afterwards. That's exactly the game plan that Juanpi's been doing. It's tried and true for a very long time. Forward throw again to push her back off stage. Goblin going for a low recovery to avoid that Explosive Flame because you can't go that low unless she jumps off herself. Back throw?
It's the opposite of how game number 1 was going, where it seemed that Juanpi was the unkillable immortal. This time around, it's Goblin 178 on this stock, though. Nothing's going to top that Omega game against Vuzix from yesterday. They both still survive some pretty big hits.
Another 195. This Roy is living the dream currently. Probably going to reach 200 here in a second. Full Nair 1 into up tilt sweet spot. Good lord.
Certainly one way to take out the stock. Goblin touches 201% before finally losing out that stock off stage. And he's in prime position to fire back in style to win game number 2.
Fantastic up B out of shield. Goblin looking insanely strong right now. Again, finds himself in the ledge trap seat. Good dash away, can't capitalize. Juanpi escapes. And counters in turn. Puts Goblin back off stage now.
Speaking of turns, it was Juanpi's time to take his, but only gets 2 nairs before Goblin's able to get back up and on. Looking for a landing up air, trying to convert this into the stock in the game. Sour spot jab, though, not going to be able to convert it into back air.
Yeah, he's looking for that sweet spot, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
good mash. Juanpi going to be able to get out of that grab. You know Goblin's looking to try to get that damage to that sweet spot, which is that jab into up air. Goblin putting a point on the board and evening up the set.
Yeah, the jab up air can be really good to follow certain DI, especially if you're on top of that platform where you're closer to the high blast zone. So Goblin, great reaction, great recognition that the jab up air was going to be both easier and more likely to kill against Juanpi in that spot. And converting it into a game, so it might have been a 3-stock in game number 1, but I literally saw somebody in chat say, doesn't matter, Goblin can still just win this game and it means nothing. And you know what, chatter, you were right.
We'll see how this game 3 is going to go because we do have stage counter pick advantage here for Juanpi. Now it's all about where we're going to go. Also, if you recall, Juanpi does have other characters in his roster. He does have a Mii Brawler if he so chooses to go for it. He's probably not going to, but the option is there if he wants to like mix it up here. But we're going to mix it up right now by going over to Kalos. Get those walls in place.
I do want to point out, Juanpi has a lot of characters in the back pocket that he could pull out if this game number 3 goes poorly, which to start, not all that great for him as he just barely gets back to ledge, enjoys some invincibility away from that Roy Dare.
Big fan of that wave land just to get away from dodge using that platform. Honestly, with this stage in general, so first off, unlike PS2, you still get like teleport cancels with Palu, so you're able to go on those platforms just right. But another thing that might be on the docket here is trying to limit the recovery from Goblin, right? Because there's a wall down there, so you can't go underneath the stage as Roy.
Yeah, Roy, not one of the characters that benefits from a wall jump in this game either, so Kalos doesn't give them that extra avenue back to the stage. Looking for the run-up neutral B on ledge, but Juanpi's able to get back up on, and the percent is just a little bit too wrong for jab back air. So Juanpi still living a second lease on life and a second chance to try and do some damage maybe before dropping this stock.
Yeah, might have had too much rage for that combo to confirm afterwards, but that's okay. We're going to get that late hit Nair into a backer, tries to challenge it off, an early up B coming out from Goblin. The challenge, whatever approach Juanpi was going for, straight up there coming out from Goblin to seal out that first one.
Goblin retreating into the corner quickly, just waiting out Juanpi's invincibility. And now doing a little bit of damage of his own. 26%, nice extra credit. Oh, but he might be turning it into so much more found by Goblin as he converts what I thought was just a little bit of extra credit into an entire diploma.
Dude, that Nair connected at like 30 something, and he was dead. Just the way he does it.
Talos platform moment.
Yes. Oh my lord. Goblin taking huge advantage of that. And any sort of comeback that Juanpi had in his arsenal, it might be gone at this point, right? We even saw like a little bit of a whip there for Juanpi, trying to go for a trump, opposite miss inputs, falls off stage instead. So might see a little bit of fluster back throw to seal that off. Unfortunately, Goblin's going to be able to live through that a little bit longer. Nair to push him back off. Still has his resources up B to get back on. No trump coming out. Goblin returning in kind with a double-edged dance.
Who tries to convert off the jab, but it's the sour spot, so Juanpi is going to be able to quickly reset onto the ledge.
Dude, he doesn't die.
He does not. 151, we saw him live to 210 during the last game on the first stock, and we won't even see him get that high if he continues to keep this up.
Dude, Juanpi back here on stage. I'm seeing like a replication of game number 1, because even though Juanpi got that stock, it might be too little too late, because he's got to play out of his mind to take 2 stocks off of Goblin without getting hit by any like sort of kill confirmed. Right now he's doing a good job, avoids the counter, actually baits out the counter in that regard because he was too low to get caught by it, and was able to punish the lag right afterwards.
Juanpi slowly attempting to sneak his way back into this game, putting 71% on Goblin. An early edge guard here could set up for something big, but Goblin's Blazer able to get past him back to the stage and do a little bit extra damage to boot. F-throw here for stage positioning, gonna put him at ledge, but Juanpi not wanting to challenge a Roy at ledge, just swinging, just gonna teleport to center stage.
Yeah. Really high percentage here for Juanpi, 153. The sour spot up air managed to get that confirm into the back air. That's going to be Goblin, getting it up to 2-1. Whatever happened in game number 1, whatever Juanpi was doing in that game, we need that again, because I feel like maybe Goblin just got overwhelmed by that and is now dictating the pace for these next couple of games.
Either that or Goblin was just like half asleep and needed the jolt to his system to wake him up for game number 2, because it's easy to forget looking at these last 2 games and the scoreline now, but game 1 was a 3-stock from Juanpi.
Yeah, that was a destruction of a match, man. Now we're going to jump in here to game number 4. Juanpi, last counter pick for him. If he manages to win this game, then game 5, it's going to be in Goblin's favor. Going straight back over to Calus. He doesn't even care that he died at 30 in that platform. He feels this stage.
It was a fluke.
I don't think that was a fluke, though. I think Goblin knew exactly what he was doing.
Definitely. Goblin looking to do it again here, maybe, as he forces Juanpi up onto that right side platform.
Ooh, good cross up. A lot of sour spots being landed by Goblin, but too low percentage, he's not going to get anything meaningful off of it. Those are those nairs I was talking about. Juanpi gets a lot of confirms off of those.
And it's the first time, too, that Juanpi's been this neck and neck with Goblin out of the opening since game number 1. Every single time since game 2 and game 3, it's just been Goblin off to the races off bat.
Yeah. Like you're the good shot to start the race and Goblin's already halfway done, you know?
He's cheating somehow.
Yeah.
I know it.
He's just so fast. There's the up air, a second one, gonna be able to live there. Good DI coming up from Juanpi. Obstacle but teleport cancel, and Goblin knew where he was going to be. I mean, there's something very tantalizing about a Palutena that wants to teleport, and they see the edge of that platform, and they sweat a bit, you know?
And that recognition, Osti, is something that certainly only comes with having played 40-plus sets against another person. You know what they want, you know what their habits are, and you know how to punish them. Goblin does so beautifully there, and he's once again off to a great start in this game. Wow!
That forward air almost taking off that stock. Unfortunately, couldn't get the ending of it. Got that Nair, going to be able to cancel that into something bigger. Good recovery from Goblin, opting to go above the ledge to mix up Juanpi's approach with that down tilt.
Ledge trump into back air, but it's sour spot, so it's not going to be the stock. Goblin shakes that off immediately and quickly turns an F tilt into a stock regardless. Damage here coming through big.
Yeah, low percentages. Goblin, Roy's always want that up air, dude. That up air leads into so much. Look at this. That could have led to death, potentially, if he managed to get that third swing.
Goblin playing like a man possessed, trying to make this the first time in a very long time that he'll be the highest placing Roy at an event where Cola is present as well. Usually his compatriot on Moist Esports is the one who gets the higher placements, while Goblin is still placing good. He's trying to put himself above his teammate this time.
I mean, there's something to be said about trying to be the best character in your region, the world, the country, whatever you want. Back throw coming out from Juanpi, going to be able to finally take off the first stock in his favor. But again, I'm seeing a repeat of this previous game, man, where like Juanpi's at too much damage on the final stock. Things are kind of looking like a wrap right now.
Roy just has way too much kill power with his straight hits that even if you do play this game, start to make this comeback, one stray hit's all it's really going to take for Goblin to be able to convert this into the game and the set. Juanpi teleporting straight down to that ledge. Does not want to try the teleport cancels again after how it went earlier. And double shower spot, so it's not going to be enough for the game. Wow, Goblin has hit 5, 6 sour spots in a row.
It's like he's spacing.
But wrong.
But correct.
There it is.
God, there we go.
Sour spot does still confirm into sweet spot if you are in the correct positioning. Goblin does so there. Sour spot up air confirming into sweet spot back air and confirming into Goblin, moving on to at least 5th place, guaranteeing himself one more set and one more shot to continue fighting for the championship at Dreamhack Atlanta.
Still keeping that Roy here in top 8. My man is a top 100 player as of the mid-Lumia rank, but looking like a top 50 here if he keeps this up. We'll see how the rest of his bracket's going to be doing on later through losers. And I got to say, I kind of was expecting like a Roy Ditto to happen in the future if we kept seeing Cola and Goblin climb, but I guess Omega took care of that real quick. So we'll have to see who they're going to be facing off against. But to find out who that is, we still got some more sets coming your way.